Hey, you guys. So, I don't have lights in here. And so I've got my flashlight and a candle going. But I had to come on here and talk to you guys because my birthday is coming to an end. In fact, it is, 2322. Just the number 9. Interesting. Next year's a 9 year. Yeah, it's been a pretty magical birthday. I'm not gonna lie. Although, why do people say that? Why do I say that? Why would you lie? Why would you lie? Yeah, I kind of feel I feel like I wanted to talk to you guys, but I don't really have the super awesome tools to make this work or whatever. But anyway, I ended up wearing my cute outfit like I said I would. And oh my gosh, and can we talk about I met so many cool people. We met so many cool people today. Everything was amazing. The restaurant was amazing. The food was amazing, which reminds me, I got to put my leftovers in the fridge. And yeah, it was like one of those really magical nights that you just can't really replicate. The only sad thing is I don't want to say a negative, but I don't know how old and I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. It was just like going out with your best friend, but it's like anytime I tried to get romantic, he either pulled away or he was there, but it was like he wasn't really there. And that, kind of hurts because I'm almost like, I'd almost rather like not even, yeah. So I don't know. I feel like I need to digest everything that happened, especially Wicked. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh, Cynthia Erivo. Oh, I mean, Ariana Grande was perfection. I'm not gonna like. Everybody was amazing. Everybody was amazing. Everybody was amazing. And I know that we should never compare because they're different people playing the same character, but their take on it. But all I can say is I love Adina Menzel. I believe that's her name. I saw it. I saw it on Broadway. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think it was them because it was like Chicago Broadway. Like they call it Broadway, but it's like Chicago. So I don't know if they were touring and I saw them because I saw it so long ago and like I didn't really know who they were at that time. You know what I mean? I was more into movie stars than like theater people names, unless it was like somebody who also did movies or something. But and now I know more, But anyway, so I loved it. I loved the musical, but the movie to me was like 100 times better. It was like, to me, it was like I had this discussion with this guy about it afterwards, and he was just like, yeah, I'm sorry. He's like, I just like the musical. I go, well, I like the musical. I'm like, I don't think you can compare them. They're so different. They're so different. I'm like, I've seen them both too, and it's kind of like Les Miserables. Like, I felt that way about Les Miserables, so I totally understand. Like, even though I loved like Hugh Jackman and Anne Hathaway, like I loved their version. As much as I love, I can't think of her name right now. She played Cosette, blonde. Oh gosh, why can't I think of her name? Anyway, she's got a cute dog named Finn. Funny that I remember her dog's name, but I can't think of her name right now. But the actress, I did not like her. Like, oh yeah, a heart filled with love. I was like, it was too much for me. I couldn't do it. I was like, sometimes it's the first time. So my very first musical was Les Miserables when it just came out in 1988. When I was in high school, I was in choir, and you had to like save up money, or either your parents paid for you or you can like sell popcorn, which I ended up doing. In fact, one of my teachers was so proud of me for working so hard that they bought the rest of my popcorn so I could go. And my very first Eponine, no one will ever replicate her. She was unfucking believable. And I saw Les Miserables 3 times after that. different times, different places, different cities, and still the movie, still it was the original Eponine, and nothing's ever topped that for me. So I get how people can get attached to a certain person playing a character, but this is different. This is like, as much as I just said all that, I think Cynthia Erivo's Elphaba, like, if she doesn't win an Oscar, I'll be really upset for her. She deserves it. She deserves any award she gets. I mean, the fact that she had to like be green and go through all that, like just that alone. I mean, she said sometimes depending on the day and how much skin was exposed, she could be in the chair anywhere from 3 to 5 hours getting ready, and then she had to go and perform and sing. Like, I don't think people understand like how taxing that is. You know, she was green the whole time. It wasn't CGI. They were all singing that live. I mean, it was so impressive. I was so impressed. There were some things that, I'll be honest, like, I feel like I would like to do differently, but that was their take on it, and so I appreciate the artistry of it. But there were other things where I was like, wow, they really knocked that out of the park. And, I mean, I don't even want to say too much, but I have to tell you, the last 20 minutes, seriously, I was like bawling. I just did a little shorts afterwards because I felt like I needed to like really be fresh. That's why I'm doing this now. I'm still in my coat because I was just like, it just was so magical. Oh God, I just realized I just sat on my bed with my coat. Ugh. I just sat in a theater. God knows who sits there. Now I gotta change my sheets. I'm that person. I'm a germaphobe. Anyway, you're gonna watch me strip. So it was magical. It was amazing, and I was so blessed because there was hardly anyone there, and it was all adults. And I was a big nerd. I don't know what it was, but I was so nerdy. I'm like, it's my birthday. To like anybody who would listen. Oh, and the restaurant we went to was actually our favorite restaurant, and our favorite waitress was working, and server, sorry. I was a server too, although I didn't really care if anybody called me a waitress. I mean, you know, it just depends on the way you look at it. But anyway, they were working, and so that was even more awesome. She gave us like a huge discount. She gave Alder like this coffee drink thing, and the food was amazing. I'm like, did you guys change chefs? I was like, am I really high? Because I got high before we left. And I was like, am I really high? I'm like, or is this food just really good? And she's like, oh no. She's like, we changed owners. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, who is cooking this food? She's like, yeah, they're a team. It's a husband and wife. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it was so good. Alder was like, same way. He's like, I don't ever remember him tasting this good. Like this one appetizer we always get. I'm like, yeah, I don't either. So it was just awesome, you know. It was just like one of those great nights where you're just like, you know, how blessed am I to like live this life. And so, and thank you, you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you for your birthday wishes, your messages, your gifts. Oh my gosh, you guys really just blessed me this year. Thank you so much. Honestly, you don't know how much it means to me when you guys, you know, show me that you really appreciate and respect the work that I do. I have to tell you, I like being 53. I mean, I always like the number 3 because, you know, I'm 13th. And the time, I look down, it's 23:31. Oh, yay. Because I have military time, because I like to do it for angel numbers, but that's so cute. It's 23:31. 23 is 5, and of course 31 is 13, mirrored after I was just saying that. But no, it was just just watching Elphaba, you know, and like as a child, The Wizard of Oz, you know, a lot of people don't know this, but there are certain movies like It's a Wonderful Life, The Wizard of Oz, like they weren't overnight successes or hits. A lot of those movies didn't become really big until years later when they started showing them on TV. Then they started, like, It's a Wonderful Life became a cult classic, and they bought it. I think NBC is the last one that owned it that I remember. Haven't watched public television in years, but they were the last one that I knew of. They ended up buying the rights to it and just showing it once a year because it was insane. You could see it, and I remember one time flipping through like when the remote was like a big clunker thing, like in like the 70s, late 70s, early 80s. I remember going through the like 7 channels there were and going to we called it, the Spanish speaking channel. And It's a Wonderful Life was dubbed in Spanish. And I remember thinking, this is so crazy. It was on like 5 channels. It was so crazy. It was like Christmas Eve and everybody was showing it. So, um, anyway, there are certain things that, I mean, It's a Wonderful Life too. I've been trying to get Alder to go with me, but I could tell he's like, I'm not doing that. The theater we were at is a vintage theater. It was so magical. It was so fun. I had such a good time. If I had my camera, I probably would have taken like 30 pictures. And it's really weird because normally Alder and I take a lot of pictures, but the weather was horrible. And so we were kind of running, from the car to the buildings and stuff. So we didn't take one picture tonight. I took a picture of myself. I always take a picture of myself on my birthday. I always like to kind of like see where I'm at or whatever. But we didn't take any pictures. And then when we were inside, I was like, hey, take a picture of me. And then, I don't know, I could tell he didn't really want to. And I was like, I'm like, don't worry about it. I'm like, I really don't care. And I really didn't care. But yeah, there was something that was kind of off with us tonight we had such a good time. And I was so grateful he loved the movie. I don't know if he loved it as much as me, but he really enjoyed it. So that was good because it's really long. But he was so uncomfortable. It was this old vintage theater, and he's like 6'2", and he's like all legs. So he was kept moving around. He's like, oh, my back hurts. My back hurt too. I was starting to not feel too good. But it's like he was there, but he wasn't there. You know what I mean? Like yesterday, he wasn't working and he was super present and we had a really good time and it was a fun day. So I'm glad I had him like for one day. But today it was like he worked kind of far. He worked like 45 minutes away. So, and then worked a long day and then came back and he's like, I'm going to sleep. So he took a nap for like, I don't know, 25 minutes or something. And then, it's like he was going through the motions. I mean, he was nice and everything. It's just that, I was like, I'm like, would it kill you to tell me I look nice tonight? I'm like, would it kill you to, it was just like, I don't know. It's just, we're off, and I was grateful that he spoiled me like he did because he really did. Like he went all out. The whole night was really nice and it was not cheap. So it was very, very nice. And it was nice that it was like, we didn't have to think about it, it was nice. But I felt like no matter how romantic I tried to be or no matter how much I tried to I'm so emotional. In the movie, she sings this song, it's Defying Gravity, but it starts out with her saying, something has changed. She's like, inside me, something is not the same. I'm tired of playing by the rules of someone else's game. And she's like, too late for second chances, too late, whatever. And she was like, it's time I start defying gravity. And that's kind of how I felt. Like, I had a good day and I had a good time because I chose to. But all night long, he was breaking my heart. All night long. So I'd almost rather not pretend. I've been hanging on because I'm like, marriages have ups and downs and you just hang in there. But we were having kind of a cute moment and I was like, hey, I'm like, can I have a kiss? And I just meant like a peck. Like I didn't want to make out in the theater or anything like that. The movie hadn't started yet. And he's like, no, thank you. I don't want to kiss right now. And I was like, okay. And then I think he could tell that it really hurt, and then I tried to hold his hand, or no, I didn't try to hold his hand. There was this really cool part in the movie, and I was like, and I kind of like squeezed his leg because like we had like an inside joke, you know, to this one scene. I was like, ah, and we kind of looked at each other, and then I can tell he was like, you know, becoming a little more relaxed. And then a little while later, I tried to grab his hand, and he held my hand, but I don't know. Um, I just don't. It's hard to say out loud. I just don't think we're well suited, and I really, even though I feel that about that song, when it was actually happening, I was thinking about him. Like, he would never refuse me like that, ever. So, I feel like he just wanted to give me a nice birthday. I feel like he's gone, but he loves me. And it's way too reminiscent of my first marriage at the end. And I've been trying to act like I'm okay and that it doesn't bother me, but it really did tonight. So even though I had a magical birthday, you know, one could say I set myself up, you know, because well, it's hard because sometimes he gives me the green light and I feel like things are good, and then other times it's not, so I'm not really sure. And I'm such a loving, touchy-feely kind of person, and I don't think either one of us should move in the heater. My feet are cold. I don't think either one of us should pretend anymore. You know, I'm not pretending, but he is. He is. I know what pretending feels like. He's gone. I don't know if I'll ever get him back, but I don't want to fight for him anymore. I just want him to be happy, and I want to be happy, and I think it's time. And I want to be in a situation, a living situation, where we can go very long periods of time without seeing each other, so he doesn't, you know, have to feel like I'm a burden. I don't want him to. I don't. He says that he doesn't feel that way, and he doesn't make me feel that way, but I feel that way. I really connected to Elphaba today. Especially because I was just teased and tormented. I wasn't green, but I was teased and tormented for so many things my whole life. And I've always been more powerful than everybody else. And it scares people. And that's why I don't have a lot of friends. And that's why my relationships, I mean, this is the longest, just in the last few months, we just surpassed my first marriage. I was with my first husband for, like, between dating and marriage, like, 9 years. So I almost started putting mascara on. I was all excited. I was doing my makeup. I was like, oh, I'm going to put makeup on and be really cute. I was about to do my eyes, and I'm like, I'm going to cry in this movie. I'm going to look like a raccoon. So I didn't. Oh, God bless Stain, though. Oh. Yeah, so anyway, so this is my sad story. I don't even know if this is going on the Magical Medium or Lulu's Labyrinth. Probably the Magical Medium, but I really identified with Elphaba at the end. Well, I don't want to say anything. Well, if you know the story, you know, it was a book, and then it was a musical, and then it was a movie. But let's just put it this way. That's why I'm a lone witch, and why I'm not in a lot of covens, and why all the people who messaged me today are my closest people. And every single one of them reached out to me, and that was, you know, my sisters and brothers. I mean, it was really cool. So thanks, you guys. Like, all of you reaching out through all different modalities. Like, really, seriously, like, thank you. I'm sorry, I have to use my dish towel. Don't worry, it's going in the laundry. In fact, it's going to pour all day tomorrow, so I'm going to put some stuff out on the line. But, yeah, because of your friendships, I feel less alone. And because of your loving support of me and my freak. I know I'm not a freak, though. You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm an earth angel. Like, I know I have a purpose. I know I'm living my purpose. I know I'm doing it. But, yeah. My heart was with Elphaba, like... And I'm excited to see the second one. You could kind of see where it's going, which is really awesome. But anyway, it was amazing. Please go watch it. And please see it at the theater. I saw it at a tiny theater, and it's better than my laptop. But if you can see it in a multiplex, I bet it's really amazing in a multiplex. Or like, what do they call those? Like those big cinemas. Like, the sets were amazing. There were so many moments where I was just like, and I was glad I watched some of the making of it. I stopped a few times because I'm like, I don't want to know too much. I don't want to see too much. But I'm glad I saw what I saw, because I appreciated the movie like 100 times more. Just knowing like how much effort they all put in, just the dedication and the props and just everything. I mean, the sets, the costumes, the acting, the one actor who plays Fiyero, I didn't know what they were talking about, the act with his feet, and I was like, what are they talking about? And then I was like watching him dance with those books, and I was like, holy shit, like he really did that. It was just really cool. Like, the whole thing was just magical, and it made me realize, like, when we walked out, this one lady was like, oh, I hated it. I'm like, you hated it? She was like, yeah. I'm like, and she was like, I hated it. And she's probably like my age, and I wanted to be like, are you fucking dead inside? How can you hate something like that? Like, I don't even understand that. I literally don't understand it. I don't judge it. I just am like, how can you hate it? It was a magical... in fact, there was a moment where I was like, I felt like it's like this generation's Harry Potter. I mean, I know it's not Harry Potter, but I'm just saying, just like the magic of it, you know? Like, something so cool and magical that there'll be another one. And, you know... When I was growing up as a kid, The Wizard of Oz was like, it was a really big deal to me. I mean, I loved it so much, but I didn't connect with them. I connected with Dorothy maybe, you know, but like I didn't connect with them. Oh man, I don't want to say too much again about the movie, but I have to say the monkey thing, that's all I'm going to say. That was, yeah. That was... Watching the original Wizard of Oz and then like seeing that was like fucking wild. That was so wild. Oh, it was so good. It was just so good. It was 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 so good. So go see it. And yeah, you know, it's kind of sad because we were having such a nice time, he and I was thinking, cool, you know, like Christmas is 12 days away, because it's always 12 days from my birthday, 12 days of Christmas, I mean, come on. And then I thought, I don't know if I want to spend Christmas with him. I don't think I can fake it again. I don't think I can do that. I don't know how to be in love with someone and be their friend at the same time when they're not in love with me anymore. I'm not sure, and I don't know how I'm going to talk to him about this either, because for once I'm kind of glad he doesn't watch my videos, because like I literally, I feel like I need some time to digest this and figure out how and what I'm going to say. And because we either have to start trying, or I think I need to really pull back. It hurts. And it's the thing is like, I know it's not personal. It's not, that's the thing. It doesn't hurt like that. Like, I know it's not personal. I'm not upset like, oh, nobody loves me. It's not like that at all. It's that he and I have always had this underlying connection, and it's gone. And I feel like I keep trying to, I feel like that Barry Manilow song, and what does he say? And I'm ready to take a chance again. No, not that one. But anyway, I know which one I'm thinking of. I just can't think of the words right now. Yeah, I just don't, I don't, I don't know. It hurts too much. If he's not sure, or he needs space right now, then we should really take space and not just go through the motions. Like I said, like, I had a magical birthday, but here I am crying at the end of my birthday. They say if you cry on your birthday, it's good luck. Oh, when I looked down, it was 23:49. 49's 13. Come on. Oh, it's kind of cute. You guys are with me towards the end. It's going to be December 14th. My birthday will be over. So they say, though, if you cry on your birthday, it's supposed to be good luck. I made a lot of wishes today. So you know what? Before it turns midnight, I'm going to make one more wish. Hold on. I had to make one more birthday wish. I blew the candle out. I lit it when I came home, but anyway, thanks for listening. I love you guys. I've had, like I said, a really awesome magical birthday, and even that sadness is a gift, because I wished and prayed for a special romantic night. I wished for the food. Everything I wished for happened. The food was amazing. The only thing that didn't happen was me and him. And so I have to take that as that we are truly done in the romantic department, or we still have a way to go before we heal that part of our relationship. But I think for myself, I think I have to protect myself. And I think the best way to protect myself is to let him go. You know, I remember when my parents got divorced and my dad gave my mom that plaque that said, you know, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. And if it doesn't, it never was. That's kind of how I feel right now. I kind of feel like that with a lot of things. I feel like that with a lot of things right now. It was kind of like that with Bubba too. It's interesting. She's still here, but she's not 100% her. It's kind of interesting. It's not like Pet Cemetery, but it's definitely like, I'm like, have I changed? And everybody's the same, you know what I mean? But no, I just know the planet. Everybody's changing. Everything's changing, and it's changing really rapidly. And I feel like some people will stay with people, and some people will fade away, you know? There's just an evolution happening with each and every one of us. So, anyway, thanks again for everything. I love you guys so much. Please go see Wicked. It will change you forever, especially for my witches. It cannot not change you. My true witches, it cannot not change you. I mean, and Cynthia Erivo is... You know what's interesting? is like I've been watching her in all these interviews and seeing all that, and I know that's who she is, but it's like when I was watching that, it's like I felt like that was really her, like Elphaba and Green, and like I, I feel like yeah, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. She encapsulated her energy in such a beautiful way, and I'm sure it's because she feels that way herself. If you see the way she dresses and and looks, and and also that she's a gay black woman. I just saw in something, these were her words, and so very interesting. It's just so interesting. It was so interesting. And I could see what they said about the underlying thing with their relationship, but I felt like it was more like a soulmate love and not a sexual love. You know what I mean? Like her and I can't think of her name right now. Oh, Glinda. Anyway, it's really late and I'm really tired. So I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take good care of yourselves and each other. Blessed be. Oh.